we're going to have a look at Gerald Butt's comment here on Twitter saying that Toronto is down 22%. And we're going to have this really cool map here. It's in Looker. I can grant access to view it, but it's all the crimes in Toronto, and we're going to go through some trivia about it. So let's have a look at that 22%. Now, that data comes from Toronto Toronto Police Services. That's where it comes from. They have this map, which, in my opinion, is not very good at all. So we're going to move that to someplace more fun here in Google. Now, this is all the violent crime incidents going back since 2004. So let's see what that 22% is way at the end over there. That's the little part right over here, this little 22%. And that's what he's talking about. But this huge skyrocketing increase from 2014 up to a peak right before the COVID happened, that he doesn't want to talk about. That time frame in the Trudeau regime is hush hush, and that's how the meme I made about that. Now on this chart here, how much has it changed? So from 2012 to August 2012, it has increased 560%. We're talking from in here to the peak, which happened before COVID. That's 560% increase in violent crimes. Wow. Now, if we were to compare, say, the average of 2020 to the peak in right before COVID in 2020 August, that's still 377 increase. That is still a lot from an average about 18. You can see the flow here for the previous years before the Trudeau regime. It was about 18, and it has spiked up very high at that point. So, that is a lot, and it's something that should be not ignored, and that's what he does ignore. Now we're going to get into the trivial part here. Let me make this bigger. So, big map of Toronto. I can share this link as well. So, all the crimes in Toronto. Now, the one with the most crimes in Toronto. So let's take a guess. Then you have to guess what color it is here too. You can put a comment. The first one, 17% of all crimes in Toronto are D31, which is pink. Where's that going to be? Pink. 31? There you go. Where's that area? Yeah. Okay, well, Jane and Finch. That's where the 17% of crimes are there. That's where they get done in this pink area. Now, the number two, and I'll only go through the top two, is D23, Division D23, which will be an orange kind of thing. Let me see, is it right? D23, right beside it. Okay. So the two most gun crimes are here, D31 and D23. Those are the ones. How far does D23 go down to? It goes down to, Rexdale, Jane and Finch, this whole area. Those are the two biggest ones. I'm not going to go through the other important ones. Now, between 2012 and 2022, so this is the 10 years, which color do you think had the most increase in violent crimes? And I do want to point out that I'm looking at both of them. They're both about 3%. So we're talking over 80% increase in crimes. You want to take a guess? And I am looking here. It is D13, which is gray. Where's that here? Gray. So this area, where's this Cedar Park, Caledonia down in here. This area, this gray part right here, has had 80% increase in crime last 10 years. It's only 2% of all crimes in Toronto. I do want to point that out. The next area, what color do you think would have the second biggest increase? And I'm going to stop with the increases after this. It is D33, which is orange. Let me see, D33. Oh, there it is. Okay. Where's this? Scarborough. Looks like Scarborough, Don Valley. Yeah, Henry Farm. Yeah, Don Mills. Okay, so I'll back it up here. The orange here, D23. I'll hover here for a moment. That color, D23, that is the second biggest 80% increase in crime in Toronto. It's only 3% of all of Toronto, but I'm just saying that one has had the most. Now, I was a bit surprised about this. There are two divisions that have had a at least a 30% reduction in crime. Because, I want to be positive about this too. So which one do you think those are? Oh, we already had this one. It's a previous one, D23. Okay. So, what is it? D23. D23 here. Oh, so this one, I'll have it hover here. So this one has actually had a 40% reduction in the last 10 years. But if you looked at it for the entire, from 2004 to 2020, that still is 11%. So this has the greatest reduction, but it still has the second most crime. So they're reducing it, but it's still most of the crime in Toronto. Okay, the next one. Which one has had the greatest drop? Crime is D52 division. It's green. Nope. There we go. Downtown. This one has had a 33% drop in crime in the last 10 years. I'll back it up here. Okay, so downtown Toronto. So there's a bit of trivia with all this information here, and we'll do some animation of which location has had an increase, or which division of the police department has had an increase or decrease in crime. Anyway, there you go. Some trivia on Toronto gun violence. But if you go back to the previous screen there, what Gerald Butts is saying is incorrect here. It has gone up a lot since Trudeau's regime in 2013. Toronto has gone up by at least 400% up, depending on how you look at it. And it's nowhere near his 22% reduction. That is so misleading. And that's shame on Gerald. But that's what he does in his think tank. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.